Dozens of bills passed by the Maine legislature last session will take effect tomorrow. 3 new laws will affect how Mainers in law enforcement and beyond can cooperate with federal immigration enforcement. ICE Out of Our Homes prohibits landlords from disclosing personal information about their tenants to ICE unless presented with a valid judicial warrant. The ACLU of Maine says without the law, landlords can use this information to have tenants deported to evade a lawful eviction process. ICE Out of Schools and state healthcare requires employees in certain state-operated facilities to deny agents access to private information and spaces. It comes as a long-standing DHS policy prohibiting arrests in places like schools, libraries, and healthcare facilities was rescinded in early 2025. The third law, ICE Out of Policing, will limit local enforcement's participation in what the ACLU calls a mass deportation campaign.
Last November, the Franklin County Sheriff's Office received a report that a car had driven off the road and was in a ditch with airbags deployed. Officers went to the scene and minutes later called Border Patrol. Border Patrol arrived and took the driver into custody. 2 friends called 911 to help a third, who was drowning. The sheriff responded, called Border Patrol because they spoke Spanish, and the 2 were detained. People are more likely to report a crime, serve as a witness in court, and call for help if they know their police are not acting as deportation agents.
The ACLU says they will track compliance through public records. They add Maine is one of more than a dozen states that have enacted similar laws, including Vermont, Connecticut, and Massachusetts.